Welcome everyone to History Gone Wilder, part of Half History Will Travel. I am your host, the Wilder Historian, and when we last left Longstreet, he went into semi-retirement after losing many political battles. Now we travel with him to Gettysburg for the grand reunion, the 25th anniversary of the Great Battle. The semi-retirement that Longstreet went into became a pleasurable time for the old general. He enjoyed being a farmer, raising turkeys, planting an orchard, and tending to a vineyard from which he made wine that he sold. Occasionally, some rambunctious Georgia boys from around the neighborhood would sneak into the vineyard and help themselves to some grapes. Lee's old warhorse would discover the young boys and fire an old musket into the air to scare them off. He described this time on his farm as one of the delights of his life. Gainesville residents could find the now gray-haired veteran nurturing and pruning the trees in his orchard or relaxing at his farmhouse. In 1888, a grand reunion was held at Gettysburg for the 25th anniversary of the battle. Among the invited guests were Union Corps commanders Henry Slocum and Daniel Sickles, as well as other prominent Union officers like Joshua Chamberlain and Daniel Butterfield. But it wasn't only Union soldiers at this event. Many ex-Confederates returned to that small Pennsylvania town. Among those veterans was James Longstreet. Longstreet became a celebrity during the celebrations, with onlookers and veterans scrambling to get a glimpse or speak to the former Confederate general. He was now 67 years old. His dark hair had turned gray, and his famous long beard was now in the style of Ambrose Burnside's famous facial hair. Longstreet attended the dedication of monuments to the Iron Brigade in and around Herbst Woods. There he spoke with Brevet Brigadier General Rufus Dawes, who, along with his regiment, the 6th Wisconsin, charged into the unfinished railroad cut near the Chambersburg Pike and captured many soldiers belonging to Joseph Davis's Confederate brigade. During their encounter, Dawes said to Longstreet, "General, it looks very different from the scene of 25 years ago." Longstreet responded, "Yes, it reminds me of a camp meeting." Another Union veteran made the comment to Longstreet that if Lee had listened to the old warhorse, that the Battle of Gettysburg may have been vastly different. Then he asked the aging general if he had been dead set against Pickett's charge. Longstreet responded with only one word: yes. That evening, Longstreet had dinner with his rival on the second day at Gettysburg, Union 3rd Corps Commander Daniel Sickles. Sickles had lost a leg to Longstreet's artillery on that fateful day. The two men talked for nearly 30 minutes, reminiscing about the battle 25 years before, letting their hot meal get cold. Other diners barely ate a thing, as they tried to listen in on the conversation between the two former Corps commanders. The next day, Longstreet and Sickles rode together in a carriage to the famous sites of the battle: Devil's Den, the Peach Orchard, the Wheat Field, Little Round Top, and the Cemetery Ridge, where Pickett's charge met its demise. Longstreet and former Union generals discussed strategy and tactics at length, along with attending ceremonies. A horseback ride with Daniel Butterfield, Hiram Berdan, and Sickles brought Longstreet to the top of Little Round Top. A group of Union veterans rushed to get a look at the former adversary. As they approached, Sickles said, "Boys, here's Longstreet, and he meets us once more on Round Top." The veterans gave Longstreet a cheer. At a platform where Union General Reynolds was killed, Longstreet was greeted with cheers and a band playing Dixie. He made a speech during which he broke down with tears. The whole occasion overwhelmed him with emotions. As he approached the podium, a former Union officer got up and declared, "Comrades, you see on this platform one of the hardest hitters who ever fought against us. I propose we give 3 times 3 for General Longstreet, one of the best Union men now in the country." The old general bowed and told the veterans how proud he was to commemorate the battle and, according to a newspaper report, to mingle with those brave men who know how to appreciate heroism, which will give up life for country's sake. But times have changed. 25 years have softened the usages of war. Those frowning heights have given over their savage tone, and our meetings for the exchange of blows and broken bones are left for more congenial days, for friendly greetings, and for covenant's tranquil repose. The ladies are here to grace the serene occasion and quicken the sentiment that draws us nearer together, he continued. God bless them and help that they may dispel the delusions that come between the people and make the land as blithe as bride at the coming of the bridegroom. During the reunion, a one-legged Union veteran approached Longstreet and said, "General, I fought against you at Round Top. I lost a wing there, but I am proud to meet you here." Longstreet grabbed his hand and said, "Yes, those were hot times then, but I'm all right now." On July 2nd, the crowd met at Cemetery Hill, the location where Abraham Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address. Longstreet, along with fellow Confederate General John B. Gordon and Dan Sickles delivered speeches to the waiting crowd. Longstreet's was short. In it, he stated, "I changed my suit of gray for a suit of blue so many years ago that I have grown myself in my reconstructed suit of blue." That same day, Longstreet attended the 95th Pennsylvania's monument dedication in the wheat field. During the ceremony, Longstreet took the regiment's battle flag, pierced by 81 bullets during the war, pressed it against his lips, and began to weep. Newspapers reported between 30 and 70,000 people attended the grand reunion, and its ceremonies and dedications left an impactful mark on people who saw the veterans of both armies shaking hands and coming together on the battlefield. Just 25 years before, they had tried to kill one another on. When the reunion ended, Longstreet began his train ride back to Gainesville, 20 miles southwest of the Wilderness Battlefield, where he received his most severe wound. The train broke through a rickety trestle, and part of it plunged through the now broken wood to the creek below. It was between 2 and 3 a.m., and Longstreet was sleeping in a sleeper car when the accident occurred. His car remained on the trestle. Longstreet extricated himself from the car and began to help others until it got daylight and others came to help. After escaping death, Longstreet continued on his journey to his farm in Gainesville.